Chapter 3. White Rabbit. The wind bit at Adam's cheeks as he stepped over a fallen fence, crossbow slung over one shoulder. He moved through brittle brush, boots crunching against dry earth. Rabbit tracks zigzagged through the dust-light, precise, a fresh trail. Then he saw it. A white rabbit, larger than usual, darted from under a rusted Mustang, white tail bouncing like a taunt. Adam grinned. "There you are, silly lil' rabbit." He crouched, keeping low, then crept forward. "You're fast. I'll give you that," he muttered. "But this hungry guy is just a little faster." The rabbit bolted, and Adam gave chase, grinning like a kid again. "I'm gonna get you, silly lil' rabbit," he called. "I'm the real deal, and you being my white whale just makes you even more delicious." The rabbit veered left through the weeds, slipping through a gap in a crumbled fence. Adam followed, laughing, panting until he skidded to a stop. And then, his smile faded. The rabbit disappeared into the undergrowth. But Adam didn't move. Couldn't. He stood in front of a half-collapsed building, half consumed by flora and half consumed by time. Flashbacks. A karaoke bar. He'd almost forgotten about this place. He hadn't been here since the night the world ended. Without thinking, Adam found himself walking toward it, the weight of his boots carrying him through the abandoned street. He stepped on shattered glass and scattered clothing as he made his way inside. Shirts, shoes, jackets, all still here, resting where their owners had vanished. Inside, the air was stale with silence. Then time bent, curled inward like a dying flame. And just like that, Adam was no longer standing in the present. He was back in that warm, flickering room, the night the world ended, draped in laughter and trembling light. It smelled like old beer and warm bodies. The speakers were blown, the mic sticky. The lighting was an unflattering shade of yellow. And it had been perfect. Adam sat in a corner booth, soda sweating in his hand. Across the room, Joy returned from the bar with 2 beers, dodging dancers and bad renditions of 80 seconds hits. She was his best friend. She was pretty without effort, yet dressed like her choice of style only mattered to herself. She wasn't like the other women. Joy was unique. And she embraced that. She slid into the booth and dropped a bottle of Modelo in front of him. "Drink," she said. "It's karaoke night. That means rules don't apply." Adam shook his head. "Not tonight." Joy blinked. "Wait, what? Dude, you're being such a chick right now, like for real." Adam chuckled, then he leaned in, dropped his voice. "Don't tell anyone," he said. "But I'm gonna be a dad." Joy stared at him, wide-eyed. "Dude, you just blew my mind." "You serious?" Adam nodded. A crooked smile tugged at his mouth. "Yeah, Natalie told me a few days ago. Said if I wanted to be in the baby's life, I had to get my shit together." "Natalie," Joy repeated. "Your high school Natalie?" "Yeah. We ran into each other at that Halloween party. Low-key, we've been seeing each other since." He looked down. "I don't know. Something just clicked. I want to grow up." Joy was quiet for a moment. Then she spoke up. "You know what grinds my gears? That you're going to be a grown-up before me." Adam chuckled as Joy wrapped her arms around him. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. Someone shouted from the stage. "Joy, you're up." She pulled away with a grin. "We'll talk more after." Joy jogged to the DJ booth and whispered something. The DJ nodded. Then she took the mic. Her eyes found Adam's. "This one's for my best friend, Adam. I've known him since the first grade when he gave me his Lunchable because I didn't have one. Low-key, we were poor." Adam chuckled along with the crowd. Joy continued. "And ever since that day, you've been the most important person in my life. I hope you know that. And I hope you also know that I'm glad that you found your person. Seriously. Because now I realize that it's time for me to find mine. So, bestie, this song is for you." She smiled, and the first piano chords of "Someone Like You" echoed through the room. A soft laugh escaped Adam, barely more than breath, and he shook his head with the affection of someone hearing an old story retold in a new light. She always went too hard on the emotional dedications. But then she started singing, and for a moment the world stilled. Her voice wasn't polished, but it was raw, beautiful in the way honesty is beautiful. Adam leaned back in his seat, watching her. Had Joy always been this radiant? Always this brave? Something in his chest shifted. Then, a scream. He turned. Near the bar, a woman stumbled backward, hands trembling. People began shouting. Phones fell. Glass shattered. "What the fuck?" Adam whispered under his breath. He looked back at the stage just in time to see Joy's body crumble into ash. No sound, no scream, just dust. The microphone thudded against the floor. And the music, just the instrumental now, kept playing. Around him, people dissolved. Friends, strangers, everyone. All gone in moments. Their clothes, jackets, dresses, boots, ties collapsed to the floor like empty shells, silent and soulless. Confusion clashed with sorrow inside Adam. each emotion crashing against the other like waves. He didn't understand what was happening, only that everything was disappearing. All that bliss, all that noise, gone in a breath. And then Adam stood alone in a room full of echoes, silence, and pain. Then a hand on his shoulder, snapping Adam back to reality. He flinched, turned fast, and Zia was there. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. She just opened her arms and Adam collapsed into them. No hesitation, no pride. He buried his face in her shoulder and let it all go. The pain, the weight, the memory of joy singing into a future that never came. Zia held him like gravity itself, firm, unwavering. Her hand at the back of his neck, her other arm tight around his ribs. She whispered something in her native tongue. It was soft, lilting. He didn't know the words, but he understood her. It was comforting. It was enough. They stayed like that for a long time, motionless in the quiet. Later, Adam and Zia sat on the rusted swings at Penn Park, just east of the old Whittier Museum. The playground had been overtaken by time slide buried in ivy, merry-go-round tilted like a forgotten sundial. A sun-bleached plaque near the benches still read, City of Whittier, established 1898. The swings swayed gently, creaking in the wind, a lullaby for ghosts. Adam stared at the cracked pavement beneath his feet. There's no explanation for what happened, he said finally. It just did, and now I have to live with it. The swing shifted beneath him. He looked at Zia. And it sucks that I'm the only one who remembers what it was like. That I'm the only one left. It's not fair. Zia tilted her head, eyes calm but unreadable. I know you can't understand, Adam added, his voice thinning. But at least, say something. Zia blinked, then spoke. A single word. Rabbit? Adam frowned. Yes, that's a word, but what are you trying to say? Rabbit? She repeated, more urgently this time. No. Adam sighed, rubbing his eyes. I'm Adam. She pointed. Rabbit? Adam turned and sure enough, the white rabbit from earlier was hopping across the cracked asphalt just a few feet away. He watched it go, its tail flicking like a brushstroke across a fading canvas, a small punctuation in the stillness of everything he'd lost. I just don't have it in me to chase him, Adam said. The two rose from the swings and began walking down Painter Avenue, past shuttered storefronts and old murals faded by sun and silence. They passed the remnants of uptown Whittier. Once busy, now a museum of memory. The sky above them shifted into hues of bruised lavender and gold. Adam glanced up at the stars. That your home? He asked. Up there? Zia followed his gaze, frowning slightly. She didn't answer. There's gotta be a better way for us to talk, Adam muttered. Do you know sign language? Zia blinked. Nothing. Charades? Is that a thing where you're from? Still, nothing. Adam paused, then grinned. A mischievous spark lit up his eyes. He took Zia's hand gently, leaned in, and said with a smirk, Okay, hear me out. If I said I wanted to kiss you like you've never been kissed and then have hot, steamy, Pornhub-level sex until the sun came up, you wouldn't have a clue what I was saying, right? He gave her a roguish smile. Zia stared at him, then shoved him. Hard. Ow, what the hell? Adam stumbled back, rubbing his chest. You can't understand me. That's not fair. Zia narrowed her eyes, gave him one last scowl, and turned on her heel, storming off in the wrong direction. Hey, that's not even the right way home. Adam called after her. No response. He groaned, jogging to catch up. Zia, come on. Wait. He reached for her arm. She spun around and shoved him again. Okay, seriously, what did I say? We don't even speak the same language, remember? So why are you mad? Zia stared at him for a long beat, then slowly placed her hand over his chest. Her eyes locked with his, intense and unreadable. She let out an angry huff. Adam froze. Something clicked. Wait, can you read my mind? Zia didn't move, didn't blink. No, Adam said slowly, his brow furrowing. Not my thoughts, my emotions. You can feel what I feel, can't you? That's when Zia smiled. Adam's eyes widened. What? You've had this whole built-in communication system the entire time and you didn't say anything? Zia's smile widened, playful now, like she was definitely enjoying this. She turned and walked ahead, silent and smug. Adam let out a breathless laugh. Unbelievable, he muttered, following after her. The first alien I meet is an emotional empath with a grudge and a killer poker face. Figures.
Chapter 4 is coming. Adam and Zia's bond is growing stronger. But can love survive the weight of memory and loss? Subscribe and stay tuned. This story's just getting started.